For 22 years of Prophet Muhammad's prophethood, the entire Muslim community scrubbed themselves with stones after defecating, even though water was literally right there. And what about the supposedly all-wise Allah? He remained silent. Yep, this is the story of Islamic hygiene. Using water after defecation. Why did Allah take 22 years for this logical ruling? Stone Age rules, check. Common sense, nope. Civilization in India and China, way ahead. So here's the deal. Prophet Muhammad received revelations over a period of 22 years. Dozens of rules about relieving oneself were revealed. And what did Allah prioritize? Let's take a look at Hadith Sahih Muslim number 262b. A polytheist said to a Muslim named Salman,
I see that your friend even teaches you about the excrement.
Yes, Rasulullah has in fact forbidden us that anyone amongst us should cleanse himself with his right hand, or face the Qibla. He has forbidden the use of dung or bone for it, and he has also instructed us not to use less than 3 pebbles for this purpose.
So according to this hadith, Allah prioritizes, don't face the Qibla while pooping. Don't use your right hand, don't use dung or bones. Use 3 stones. Not 1, not 2, 3. And yet, water? What about using water? Apparently it's too advanced, too modern. Throughout his 22 years as a prophet, Allah never instructed Prophet Muhammad to use water after defecation. But who needs water if you have 3 stones, right? Prophet Muhammad emphasized the importance of using 3 stones in these following hadith.
When any one of you goes to the Gayat to defecate, let him take with him 3 stones and clean himself with them, for that will suffice him.
Sahih Bukhari 156, narrated Abdullah. The Prophet went out to answer the call of nature and asked me to bring 3 stones. I found 2 stones and searched for the third but could not find it. So took a dried piece of dung and brought it to him. He took the 2 stones and threw away the dung and said,
This is a filthy thing.
Yes, for over 2 decades, the 13-year Meccan period plus the 9 years in Medina, the Ummah was busy stone scrubbing like it was 600 AD,
Yep.
while civilizations had already been doing the obvious thing, using water.
Oh, it's so nice to clean my bottom with water. Water makes my bottom squeaky clean. No crusty stuff, just smooth and nice.
Prophet Muhammad learns from Jewish neighbors. Fast forward to the 9th year of Hijri, right before Prophet Muhammad kicks the bucket. Suddenly some Muslims at Masjid Quba in Medina get praised by Allah for washing themselves with water. Wait, what? Take a look at Quran, Surah At-Tawbah, verse 108. While another mosque, i.e. Masjid Quba, founded on righteousness from the first day, is more worthy for you to stand in. Within it are men who love to purify themselves, and Allah loves those who purify themselves. The men referred to in this verse were Muslims in Medina. All of a sudden, they started using water after defecating. Who told them to do so? Allah was so impressed by their actions that he revealed a verse in the Quran about them. Wow. The following hadith from Ibn Kathir's tafsir of the Quran, Surah At-Tawbah, verse 108, explains where the Muslims learned how to use water. The Prophet came to them in the mosque of Quba and said,
Indeed, Allah has praised you for your purification in connection with your mosque. What is the purification that you practice?
By Allah, O Messenger of Allah, we know nothing except that we had Jewish neighbors, and they used to wash their private parts after defecation, so we did the same.
Do they wash their private parts with water? Allah praised you for imitating the Jews. That must be a good idea then.
So, without the Jewish neighbors and their hygiene, perhaps up to now the Ummah would still use 3 stones to scrub their bottoms after defecate. Another hadith from the same tafsir provides a slightly different narration. When Rasulullah arrived at the Quba mosque, he said,
Indeed, Allah has praised you for your purification, would you not tell me?
O Messenger of Allah, we find it written in the Torah to clean ourselves with water after defecation.
With water, eh? So that's the way it is then.
This hadith shows that Muslims have access to an authentic Torah, which must have come from their Jewish neighbors. However, this narration awkwardly portrays Allah as praising an Islamic hygiene practice, only to discover that it already existed in the Torah that he supposedly revealed millennia earlier. This makes the all-knowing Allah sound as though he needed the Jews to remind him of his own command. Hadith Sunan Abi Dawud 44 proves that Prophet Muhammad only became aware of this practice after the revelation of Quran Surah At-Tawbah, verse 108. Hadith Sunan Abi Dawud 44, narrated Abu Huraira. The Prophet said,
The following verse was revealed in connection with the people of Quba. In it are men who love to be purified. At Tawbah, verse 108.
Abu Huraira said,
They used to cleanse themselves with water after easing, so the verse was revealed about them.
This hadith alone proves that Prophet Muhammad only became aware of this practice after the revelation of Surah At-Tawbah, verse 108. You'd think, after this revelation of modern hygiene, Muhammad would say,
Guys, water is obligatory. Stones are for emergencies.
But nope, nada. Silence. Stone scrubbing continued like nothing happened. The Prophet's companions still used 3 stones even after the Prophet died. It was up to Aisha to take care of this hygiene problem.
Encourage your husbands to clean themselves with water, for I am too shy to tell them, and Allah's messenger used to do that.
And yes, it took a widow to teach the companions what to do after the Prophet died. Meanwhile, the rest of the world, India, China, East Asia, had been using water for thousands of years.
We don't need prophets to tell us how to clean ourselves properly after defecating.
No need to have a divine intervention. We just follow our common sense to wash our butt after the call of nature.
Islamic Sharia? Stones and guesswork. Humanity outside Arabia? Water, clean, logical, and painless. But sure, Allah is all-wise. Totally. Objections and rebuttals.
Prophet Muhammad was infallible. This is beyond human comprehension.
Sure. If by wisdom you mean 22 years of primitive butt scraping, followed by borrowing knowledge from neighbors, then yes. Genius.
There are narrations from Abu Huraira and Anas that explain that Prophet Muhammad always used water long before the revelation of Surah At-Tawbah, verse 108, regarding Quba Mosque. For instance, Hadith Sunan Abi Dawud 43 and 45.
These are Hadith Sunan Abi Dawud 43 and 45. Both narrations do not give indication of timing. Abu Huraira only converted 3 years before Muhammad's death. He had no knowledge of earlier events. Even more, Abu Huraira himself narrated the Hadith of Quba, which explicitly says Muhammad became aware of this practice only through the people of Quba, which happened after the 9th Hijri year. In the light of the Quba incident, the most reasonable conclusion is that the events in Abi Dawud 43-45 happened later, not earlier. Conclusion. So, what does this prove? Islamic hygiene. Decades late. Stone scrubbing for decades while the world used water. Borrowed knowledge from the Jews. Stones being hard and abrasive can cause discomfort or even injury to the sensitive skin of these areas. Additionally, stones may carry harmful bacteria or contaminants, even if they appear dry or clean on the surface, increasing the risk of infections. And Allah? Apparently, Allah does not know the contents of the Torah, even though he is said to have written it thousands of years ago. How could he depend on the Jews to tell Muslims how to clean themselves after defecating?